Only 80% of women want the top 20% of men. Yes. We don't want someone who doesn't have their together. Would you? Red pill men love to say, well, the truth hurts. Women finally have rights and are now practicing natural selection, and y'all are mad about it. Instead of going to therapy, instead of practicing some introspection on your bigotry, on your hate towards women, you would rather hate us in return for not choosing you.
I'm going to be real blunt, and I'm not judging, and this is not hate. This is more of a can you see why men are frustrated video. But this girl right here, looking the way she does, a 2, and that's being generous, overweight, attitude, entitlement. The fact that she's even on this app posting a video talking about the top 20% and women wanting better, this exactly proves the point that men keep trying to make and women continue to miss. She's talking like she wouldn't be lucky to land a guy that's a 4. And yeah, you can call it 80-20 or 90-10 or whatever. She's proving it because at her level, on looks alone, she doesn't qualify for the top 20% and definitely not the top 10. But because dating apps and social media provide this constant validation and attention from all types of men, she now believes that she does. She thinks that she's in the market for the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. That's the issue. Because not long ago, this same type of woman, this woman herself would have been happy with a guy in her hometown, blue-collar man making $50K a year, maybe not the best-looking guy, maybe a little overweight, but a solid and good man. Now, this same woman, this same 2, thinks that she deserves a man making $200K plus, at least a 7 in the looks department, disposable income that can fly her out and pamper her. That's what this is. So when men say they are frustrated, it's not because we don't want women to do better. It's because the women in their actual lane with the same lifestyle, same values, same goals, same reality won't even look at them anymore. And the men that are hardworking, loyal, emotionally available like women want, and really ready to treat them like a princess, they're invisible. They are auto left swipe, not even in the same dating pool. This is why men are frustrated.
This woman has something to say about Hispanic men and black men.
And with that being said, I have never heard or seen a Hispanic man say, I date outside of my race because Hispanic women talk too much and they're spicy and they have attitudes. And guess what? Hispanic women do. Hispanic women act very, 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 very similar to black women. And guess what their men do? They get their ass up at 3, 4 in the morning. They hop out the van and they go work. And guess what? They do not complain about it. What's wrong with y'all?
You know what? This young lady has a point. I don't really hear too many Hispanic men complain about that either. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. I just don't hear about it. So like I said, she has a good point. But I do have a couple points as well. Number 1, show me a bunch of Hispanic women online talking bad about their men. Calling them broke, calling them losers because they don't make 6 figures. Show me those women.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Number 2, even though you say these women have the same attitude as black women, but their men will still get up and go out and work and take care of the family. But I notice you seem to leave out a very important point. Those women take care of their home. They cook, they clean, they take care of the kids. And if there's any extended family living there, they'll take care of them too. They don't look at housework like slavery. They look at it as taking care of their family. Now, like you said, they might have an attitude when they're doing it, but guess what? They're doing it. And number 3, you don't hear a bunch of Hispanic women coming online talking about how independent they are, how much they don't need men and how men are useless, and then turn around and expect these same men to want to come and provide and take care of them. And before y'all start with the he don't love his mother crap, I am a black man who only wants to be with a black woman. So you can miss me with that. And of course, I am not talking about all black women and I'm not talking about all Hispanic women. Now, I shouldn't have to say that, but I've been online long enough to know I do. So like I said earlier, you're making a good point, but so am I.
Checkmate. Shoot!
The reason why dating feels so incredibly hard right now is because we currently have gender wars, but we also have an imbalance of energy. More men are now turning more passive, okay, which is deemed as feminine traits, and more women are turning more masculine. When you have gender wars, there will be no harmony. There will be no let's exist in peace. It's really every man for themselves. women have got to a point now where they realize they don't need men for survival. So men are now panicking because in order for a man to feel good about himself, he needs to feel needed. But women don't really need you guys anymore. They don't. I know so many women who are like marriage-free, child-free, living life, happy, growing, thriving, like the list goes on. So this is the problem that men are having. The reason why it was easier for you guys to date women back in the day was because women actually didn't have options. They didn't have avenues that they can go down. So women were actually coming from a place of scarcity rather than abundance. Now, women have an abundant mindset. They don't need to settle. They do not. They actually don't. Men want us to settle because if women don't settle, then that means men aren't going to be picked anymore.
Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper to keep her?
Pearl,
Answer the question.
divorce is expensive. And by the way, on purpose to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true.
The future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Men are not going to protect women in the streets. Men are going to stop signing up for the infrastructure jobs. The birth rate's going to keep falling, and the future is going to be bleak. What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
If you could hold your mic.
Sorry, I'll say it again.
Can you give me an example of which jobs you're referring to?
Logging, plumbing, crab fishing, oil rig.
Yeah, those are dominated by men. They have the physical capacity to do it. Men and women are built differently.
What's your plan when they stop?
I mean, we're going to have a problem. Are you suggesting that women should be forced to work on oil rigs and things like that?
What is your plan?
That's a
What do
ridiculous
men
question.
get out of doing those
I
jobs?
don't have a plan, Pearl, for a
Feminists
situation in
never
which
do.
men no longer do those jobs.
They never
Maybe you
do.
do it. I don't know.
What's your plan when men start walking away from marriage? What's your plan?
So, do men or women get a raw deal from marriage? Because you just said
What is
men
your
walking
plan?
away
What
from
is
marriage.
your
So,
plan?
is he culpable for doing that?
What is your plan when men walk away from marriage?
Is he responsible for walking away from a
changing the
marriage?
topic. What is
or
your
is
plan?
he just never guilty of
My
anything?
point is you on men.
I don't
And
men.
yet,
I love men.
Yet the very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough.
Well, why are women so quick to assume the worst?
Because of all the stuff that has happened with men over years.
So how are men and women ever supposed to get together if women assume the worst in men?
That's something for a man to figure out.
Well, doesn't that also affect women if women don't want to lonely old cat ladies?
No, because I can easily find a man that will approach me in a good way where I won't feel creeped out, where I want to talk to him and stuff, rather than a man just being like all up in my face.
So would you say that women have more advantages in the dating market than men do?
No, men have more of an advantage.
Well, didn't you say that you have, don't women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
No, I think men are probably the pickiest when it comes to picking a girl.
How so?
They always want a girl that fits the now, like she has to look like what everyone else wants rather than just a really pretty woman that might not be like top tier of what Instagram standards are.
Not younger than me, she's not skinnier than me, and she's not prettier than me. Then why couldn't it just be me?
Because she's softer than you. She's quieter than you. She doesn't yell at me. She doesn't call me an idiot or tell me to shut up all the time. She listens to me. She's nice to me. She doesn't make me feel like the only thing stopping her from being happy is me.
Why girls fall for bad boys? Have you ever wondered? So there has been a research which has been conducted on it, and it is called the dark triad. So according to the dark triad, when a man showcases Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy, for a girl in the short term, it looks like confidence, it looks like security, it looks like someone who is powerful. But the research has shown that in the long term, it actually harms them, because the man is actually not what they see. They start having problems with that same characteristic with which they fell in love with. They are not treated well. They are being treated bad. What you see is not true. What is true, you don't see.
And, the woman, she was a little bit overweight, and the guy was saying, this woman's a 2. She'd be lucky and she'd be grateful to be with a 4. And I remember there was another guy that was saying all these men get on the app and they talk about women and how just because they don't look good, they have no right to be talking. This is kind of what women, this is kind of what men mean, right? And he was trying to defend women. Well, maybe, that's her preference and yada, yada, yada. It could be, but you don't qualify. You don't qualify. I were to walk up to Beyonce or somebody, I wouldn't qualify because I'm nowhere in her stratosphere. And I should understand that. Oh man, all of these women, they say da da da, and Beyonce didn't even want me. You know how many people, men and women, would laugh me right off the face of the earth? Because what I said was stupid, and it should be called stupid. It's dumb. Oh man, Mariah Carey ain't even paying no attention to me. She 50 years old and she washed up. Why is she not? You're not even in her stratosphere. You're not even close to where she is. Pipe down. Be quiet. And that's what men are trying to say to some of these modern women. The men that you want, you're not even in their stratosphere.
Top 5 traits that men want in women. I interviewed 100 masculine men. I asked them, what are you looking for? What are you not looking for? What are your biggest icks? What would make you run for the hills? And what do you want to have in place before you commit to a partner? They answered all of those and everything in between. If you want that report, I'll send it to you. Just comment report in the comments and I will send it your way. For now, the top 5 traits that men want in a partner. Number 5, supportive. And I would go as far as to say supportive of this man's mission. What I find is that women are either one of 3 things when it comes to a guy's mission. They're either a detractor or neutral, or they're an accelerator. What are you to your man and the men in your life? Number 4, nurturing. What a man brings to the table and what a woman brings to the table is typically the things that they do not have themselves. So a man can go out there and make his bag. A guy can go out there and conquer the world. Guys, by and large, very rarely are genuinely, innately nurturing. So we want that from our feminine counterpart. That's number 4, nurturing. Number 3 is love and connect. These are things that guys are never going to get from the AI dating apps. They're never going to get from marrying a robot. Never going to get from anyone aside from his feminine counterpart. He wants love and connection as number 3. Number 2, he wants a best friend or teammate, you could call it. I think what a lot of women don't understand is that when men jump into partnership, they're looking for someone who complements their strengths. They're not looking for someone who's the same as them. If you think of the best teams, they have complementary players and each individual is good at something different. That's what makes them an amazing team. Guys are looking for a best friend and teammate in partnership as well. And number 1, this came up across so many categories in this report. The number 1 thing that men are looking for in a partner is loyalty. And the fastest thing that would get a guy to run away from a potential partner is signs that a woman is not loyal. I'm about to make a video on the top 5 things that men want when a stressful thing happens in their life, like how they want to be supported by their women. If you want that video, hit the follow button and I'll see you there.
Do you think a lot of women stand on their standards when it comes to a man they actually like?
I would say no. I think that most women got 2 sets of rules. They got a set of rules for the guy that they really like, and they got a set of rules for everybody else. And that right there is the issue, right? When you reach your peak level of maturity, then those rules become the same. Nobody is exempt. And I think because most women don't stand on their square, that allows men to just feel like we can do what we want. Like, y'all gotta understand how men think. Like, men only respect consequences. That's it, that's all. And fact is, most women don't administer them, right? So if I'm dealing with you and I'm violating and I'm this and I'm that, and you may get mad for 2-3 days or a week or whatever, you might go stay with your homegirl or whatever the case may be, but we know you coming back. And not only you coming back, but the 5 women we dated before you coming back. So when we get to the 8th woman, what you think our expectation is gonna be? So I think if women wanna see change in men, y'all gotta start standing on y'all standard. But if y'all don't, and continue to have those two sets of rules, good luck.
You know why I feel like that's true? Because be shocked as when you leave them, don't they?
Yep.
What the? I just cheated twice. Times 6.
3 days ago.
That's the only time they be okay with going to see the lady. And
oh, right.
As soon as you leave, that's when they want to go see the lady and fix every up thing about them. No, it's too late. I no longer care.
I knew when I posted that video that there would be at least one woman that would come and make a comment like this. And this highlights something that a lot of men say. Because a lot of women will engage in a casual relationship with a man, but you really have relationship expectations for him. See, he wasn't the problem because she agreed to have a casual relationship with that man. And when I went there that night, I did not have any intentions to be with him. It played out that way. But that wasn't my intention. But either way, he didn't owe either one of us not a thing. That was a single man living his life, doing what single men do. And a lot of women, y'all have a problem with the fact that typically single men have somebody that they're having casual sex with. And as much as y'all hate to compete, the truth of the matter is most men are going to engage in casual until they come across a woman in which they feel like, hey, she's different. There's something about her that's set apart. I want her. I don't want these casual women. I want something deeper with this one. The problem is, a lot of you don't want to admit that you really don't have anything more to offer a man than just
I hate dating as a woman in tech because if I try to date a guy in tech, they're typically really ugly and they have a whole bunch of nerdy interests that I can't relate to. There's some types of guys who work in tech who are attractive and we might have the same interests, but they think they are too smart and they are really full of themselves, and I don't like dating that type of guy either. If I try to date someone who doesn't work in tech, but they aren't a high earner, they end up feeling too insecure and they aren't able to afford the type of things that I can, like fine dining and traveling. So dating as a woman in tech is not for the weak.
We need to start a concentration camp for women this delusional because they're a danger to society. She doesn't need to have free will any longer. Get her off the streets. Get anyone that thinks like her off the streets. Like, this is below mid-pack speaking in this manner. You can't rationalize with this, so what do? Lock her up. Knock on her door in the middle of the night and get her out of here. She does not need to be with the rest of general population. She doesn't need to be. And the unfortunate part is that if this is what a below average woman is thinking, the dating market is absolutely destroyed. So you have to realize this is the type of psychological warfare you're navigating. This is a mental illness. This is a mental illness. She's on some form of a spectrum to think like this. I'm telling you right now. And the fact that she's working so she's very smart. She's very smart. And that's the dangerous part. This is a high IQ woman. This is a high IQ holder thinking like this. So if smart women are thinking like this, what's going on with the rest of society? So keep that in mind as you're dating. Most of these women, they're beyond savings. They're so delusional. They really are thinking far beyond what God has made within their capabilities. And literally, this is a lost cause. So as you date, gentlemen, remember, anytime you might get turned down by some below mid-pack, anytime a girl is just asking for outlandish standards, it's because women like this is even having high demands in the dating market. So all you can do is vet accordingly, pivot, and only deal with women that are worth your time. Do not waste your time with these below average women because they also think that they're worthy of what 9s and 10s should have. But it's Trust Fund Baddies only.
Y'all got to check this out.
How did this woman think she could actually fight a man one-on-one and win? This isn't acceptable. It would have been different if it was just jokes, but she stood in front of a giant, strong man and started exchanging real blows like it was a fair fight. Now look at the outcome. Some people are saying the man is a coward and should never have gotten involved. Others believe that once a woman chooses to throw punches at a man, she can't be shocked if he defends himself and teaches a hard lesson. What's your opinion on this situation?
I'm gonna be real with you. I think in this situation, she needed that lesson because she was really trying to fight this dude. He is like twice her size and she's trying to fight him like she had a chance of winning. Now the caption says, should he be arrested? Absolutely not. He's defending himself. And if she would have hit him and he would have turned around and knocked her wig loose, he would have been in his rights to do that. But he didn't. He just slapped her around a little bit. This is basically slap boxing to men. Men all over the world grew up doing this. And I know that pissed her off even more. But like I said earlier, I believe she needed this lesson. And women like her need to see this. They need a lesson like this because these women think they can go around and fight grown men. That is a grown man right there. That's not some little boy in her son's classroom. And she's swinging on him like she actually had a chance to take him out. He just toyed with her. Yeah, he slapped her around a little bit, but he wasn't trying to really hurt her. Now she can go home, watch this video again, and realize how crazy she was to try to fight a dude. Because the next dude she roll on trying to do that, he ain't gonna hold back. He's gonna lay her out in that parking lot and might do some real damage to her. So I believe this was a good lesson for her to see just how ridiculous you look trying to fight a grown man. And I hope you other women out there who think y'all can just roll up on some dude trying to fight him, I hope y'all watching this. So I don't think he was wrong. Sometimes you need to just be brought down to earth. And I think that is exactly what happened once she calmed down and came to her senses. She went home and started telling her homegirl what happened. And she was like, I almost died. You gotta keep your hands to yourself, ladies. Just because you're angry don't give you the right to hit anybody. And there are a lot of women out there who believe a man should control himself in that situation. Well, the woman should control herself in that situation too, because there are a lot of different kinds of men out there. There are some men who would have probably ran to his car, jumped in and pulled off, or just grabbed her and tried to hold her down. There's men like this who will just toy with you and teach you a lesson. And then there's the other group of men who would treat you like a grown man and dog walk you. And I think this lady should be lucky that she didn't pull this on the last dude. And I know some of you women are thinking, wouldn't you be mad if this was somebody in your family getting treated like that? You are correct. But I will also tell my female family members not to go out there and try to fight a man so they wouldn't be in this situation. And ladies, I just want to share something a wise man once told me. Women, you can't keep running around here screaming equal rights, and not be willing to take those equal lefts too. I'm just saying. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
And I really appreciate, I feel like a lot of other men have done this, but essentially what he was saying is this is what men are looking for in women today. And you know, it doesn't really seem to matter how much men tell women this is what we're looking for. Women don't tend to listen, right? I'm looking for a lot, and none of that really has anything to do with just the woman having to be ultra good looking. They're just, I'm looking for you to support my mission. I'm looking for you to be on my side. I'm looking for you to, you know, just be a genuine teammate. What does that mean? And men go as far as to define, and not only define, but show. A lot of times, modern women, they don't want to listen. When they're talking about a teammate, they have a list of things that a man, honestly and truly, some of them he can do, but then there's some things that a man can't do. He's not equipped. He doesn't have the training to do it, but they expect him to be at the top of his game. Well, if he got to be that if he's going to be with me, which once again opens up the doors for, okay, if you are looking for a man that is this high level in the things that you want, are you able to meet him there?
I really think that older women is lonely. Can all the older women come out and be like, y'all ain't lonely?
No one tells you just how lonely your 40s can be. Your 40s can feel really lonely no matter how many people you're surrounded by.
I was just thinking, I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my life. How many of you are alone and like are okay with it? Like are okay with it?
The older I get, the more that I see it. We are in a generation of women that was born from the 70s and the beginning 80s, where a lot of those women are desperate. I hate to say it, but they are desperate. We got a lot of women that's that 45 to 50-year-old range, where those women are so desperate and lonely that even though they leave the men that they claim that's treating them bad, they will still go right back after with the same pair of knees if they still in good condition, run after them same goddamn men that they was claiming so bad. But then you come to realize them men don't be as bad as the women claim that they were from the very goddamn beginning.
I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of trying to find love from him.
I may not be pretty to somebody, but goddamn, I'm pretty to me. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm tired of this.
When we are strong and we are business women and we make our own money, honestly, all we need is sperm to have a baby. We don't really need a man anymore, right? What happens is that men feel inferior and in turn down us for
But
that.
that's not true.
It is true.
No, real men do not feel inferior to a woman. And making money and doing the things that you just named, that doesn't make a woman at all. Because anybody can go out and make money.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying, Jesse.
What makes a woman is when she's not in competition with a man. She understands
What
the
about
role
a man
of
being in
both.
competition with a woman?
A real man would never be in competition with a woman.
Why? But what if she makes more money and what if
Because
she's just smarter?
a woman is not competition for a man. He naturally has authority over her. But you have these feminist women who are jealous of masculinity, and they want to. They want to. You agree with that, right?
I feel like you're trolling me right now.
As I'm waiting for my haircut, like this just came into my brain, right? Like I think if you're a man and you know you have a lot of things to do, like when it comes to success, taking care of your own well-being, and actually being the best man you can possibly be, you need to stay single as long as possible. Like, and this is coming from someone that really struggles to like stay single for real. You need to stay single as long as you possibly can. Because no offense to women, but it's hard to like, you know, because it takes a real special like individual that can literally like be side by side with a man without being a distraction. It's super hard. And I'm not saying it can't be done. Of course it can. But just to like save you the trouble of even like seeing if she is that type of woman for you, just stay single as long as possible, gang. And I'm not saying this to ruin relationships because I love love. I love love so much. I believe every man deserves love. But after being in multiple relationships and being like this person that wants to like take their life to the next level, and I'm constantly leveling up every single year, I'm just seeing the pros and cons of being with somebody. And all my exes loved me. They loved me. And I loved them. But they all like, you know, ended for the same reasons. Kind of goes to show like, you know, staying single. I'm talking too much now. Shut the fuck up, Robert.
Unpopular opinion. You cannot lead a woman who is not ready to be led. And guess what? Not all women are ready to be led. I don't care how much time, energy, and effort you put into her. I don't care how much you try to convince her to let you lead. If she's not ready to be led, you won't be leading. If that woman thinks that guidance is a form of control, she's not ready to be led. If that woman rejects criticism, even though it's constructive, she's not ready to be led. If she thinks that compromise is a form of losing, she's not ready to be led. If she does not understand that your correction is for her protection, she's not ready to be led. If that woman is not willing to grow and or evolve in any way, shape, or form, she is not ready to be led. If she ignores direction, she's not ready to be led. And you can't force somebody to take a path that they did not choose. And she has not chosen that path. And if she's not moving in alignment with you, then you're moving by yourself anyway. Stop trying to convince somebody to allow you to lead whenever they're just not ready to be led.
Here's how the male loneliness epidemic actually works. Women get lonely too. We just prefer to be lonely over being with you. Whereas men get lonely because they try to date women, and women won't date them because you're insufferable.
Honey, listen. If women were content to feel lonely rather than be with you, you wouldn't be posting all of these videos constantly for male attention. So you may say, well, I'm not going to date him because I don't think he's up to par. And part of the reason for that is because yes, you are lonely, but you're getting a lot of that gratification and a lot of that feeling of bonding with people because you're posting constantly on social and getting a flood of attention and comments and DMs and all of that stuff.
Why are women attracted to bad boys if you have this particular dark triad of traits?
Well, there are two things. So one is that they do often have characteristics that women do find attractive in mates. So these guys are often very self-confident and they're often risk-taking. And so women find guys who are brave in the face of danger, willing to take risks, physical risks or social risks, like telling a joke to an entire entire room at a party is a social risk, but also physical risk, driving motorcycles. These guys often have traits that are attractive to women, but they're especially attractive to younger women.
Why is that?
I think part of it is inexperience. The high dark triad guys are disastrous as long-term mates, but they can be sometimes very exciting as short-term mates. And sometimes younger women, they're new in the mating market. They engage in experimentation, some experimentation. As they mature, get some more experience, they want to settle down into a long-term committed mateship. And the high dark triad guys can be very exciting as short-term mates, but disastrous as long-term mates.
Let's be honest. Marriage is officially the worst investment a man can make in 2026. We keep asking why men are staying single. But look at the actual cost-benefit analysis. He's expected to be the provider, the protector, and pay every single bill on time. And what does he get in return? A permanent roommate who's grumpy 6 days a week. We've reached a point where men are subs in their lifestyle for women who don't even like them. If a man ran his business the way he runs his marriage, he'd be bankrupt in a month. He's putting in 100% of the capital for a 1% return on intimacy if he's lucky. Since when did once a month become the standard for a high-performance partnership? Ladies, we can't demand traditional provision while offering zero traditional peace. Modern women want a CEO husband but offer the attitude of a disgruntled middle manager. Why would a rational man sign a contract where he loses half his assets if she gets bored? It's not fear of commitment. It's a basic understanding of a bad trait. We've priced ourselves out of the market and we're wondering why the buyers are leaving. If there's no peace, no intimacy, and no financial logic, what exactly is the benefit here?
I think a foolish man is, I'm going to get my girl to start doing this. And I'm like, yo, bro, you're wasting your time. Yep. Because if a woman knows what you are, you ain't got to tell her who you are. I walk into a room, I know I'm him. And in reality, I ain't got to scream and yell at no woman to establish my dominance. I tell her, my absence will be me showing you how comfortable I am. And I'm willing to say, you know what? This is no longer suitable for my next chapter of my book. But a lot of men need to get to that point. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting there fighting with little girls about, they got $1,300 between the two of them, and they talking about a trip to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? And that don't even make sense. And as a man, with your logic, you like, yo, this don't even make sense. Yeah. But again, if a man isn't comfortable with saying no, he will ultimately be persuaded every time to say yes.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. A person who's comfortable being on their own is a power person. If you disrespect them, they'll walk away. If you overstep their boundaries, they'll walk away. You see, a person who's comfortable being all on their own by themselves with no one else keeps their boundaries in place. They keep their standards high, and they won't ever negotiate on their values, ever. See, if you're comfortable being on your own, then you, my friend, become unfuckwithable.
And I think that people don't understand that whenever a man loves you, he's going to correct you, right? Whenever you deal with a man who wants the best for you, you have to be able to accept the fact that he's going to make you take accountability. He's going to hold you accountable for your actions. His correction is part of his protection for you. He's going to make sure that you are the best version of you at all points in times, no matter what goes on. So he's going to hold you accountable. Calling him sexual for holding you accountable is crazy. Wow. There is no way that that man is because he wants you to be accountable.
When he won't text you back, but you realize you take toys that are probably bigger than him. So honestly, he's really just nervous. Like, don't worry, babe. He'll call. He's just busy Googling you and having a panic attack over the number of times that you mention monster dongs online. He's just busy looking for evidence of the one time you took something normal size, so he knows if he's sufficient and still in the running. Don't worry, babe. You'll find out soon enough.
And there was a woman she was talking about a lot of these modern women out here don't really have a whole lot to offer a man other than their bodies. And that's what men have continued to say. You know, you really don't have anything else to offer. I mean, well, I'm just sitting here looking pretty. Man, I understand that, and you look great. Love the dress, or I love the outfit, but you know, what else do you have to offer? What else are you doing? What else can I expect? A lot of men ask that question. Now, I know a lot of modern women don't want to hear that. I know a lot of modern women feel like Men are wrong for saying that, but he's right. What can I expect? Y'all want to go out here and play around with Chad and Tyrone? What can I expect from you? What is it that you can bring to me or give to me as I give to you? I'm going to be protecting, I'm going to be providing, and a whole host of other things. So what is it that you can bring to the table that's going to benefit not only me, but it's going to benefit us? How is what you're bringing to the table besides your looks? Because your looks, okay, throw your looks in there. How is your looks going to push us forward? Both of us.
Have you ever considered the possibility you might end up a lonely old cat lady?
I have. I think about it every day. It's so hard to get someone who understands you. And
why are the women who say they won't settle okay with settling for living alone with a dozen cats?
Because during all their life they think they deserve better, and the years pass and then they end up being alone.
Because you'll have peace. Your peace of mind is priceless.
Well, yeah, but why would women who can't have everything choose to settle for nothing?
Because that's not nothing. Like, you have yourself. Like, sometimes if you get the wrong man, it just chips away at you, and you be like, I'll just rather deal with my cats than to be doing all this work.
Yo, so boom. Nice guys attract the worst women. I'm not talking about good men, kind men. I'm talking about nice guys. The difference is self-respect. Nice guys are people pleasers, agreeable, have no boundaries, lack self-respect, and can't walk away from a woman. They do things to earn love, unlike good or kind men. Because of this, they attract women who are controlling, toxic, and unhealed. Women who don't value respect and love. Men who aren't nice guys are willing to leave and able to walk away from these types of women. These women also can't handle when a man demands respect. She would rather leave because she can't hold power over him. Nice guys panic when their woman gets upset or angry and give her what she wants, even if it's not his fault. He constantly sacrifices what he wants and his self-respect, all to make her happy and so she doesn't leave. But what this does is leave him deeply unhappy. Many of these men get stuck with controlling, toxic, and unhealed women because they are the types of women that love this dynamic and not the man. Don't be a nice guy. Be good or kind. Have self-respect and don't be afraid to walk away. It'll filter out the women in your life until you find one that's good for you, who loves and respects you. Watch my YouTube for more. Drizzle drizzle.
When you eat and sleep alone, you become untouchable. You see, most people need some kind of validation from other people and they think they can't survive on their own, and that's weakness, really. Once you realize that you don't need anybody, you just need yourself, you become untouchable. People, when they're alone, they start thinking it's just them and their thoughts, and that's scary for a lot of people. So once you realize that that's a superpower, once you can control your mind and you're perfectly content in solitude, being on your own, eating and sleeping by yourself, you become a superhuman. So the point of the story is you need to get there because it's worth it. Every second of it, it's worth it. It's a journey, and it takes time for some more, for some less, but it's so worth it once you get there. Once you feel that peace and quiet, you can never go back. It's going to be hard for you to go back. It's going to take an extraordinary person to pull you back, but that's unlikely going to happen, and you'll be perfectly fine and content on your own. You don't need anybody, you just need yourself.
I heard recently that every single couple in a long-term relationship or marriage has gone through, get this, a dumpster fire season. The kind where it starts to feel like there's no hope left, where you're exhausted, disconnected, and you start thinking, maybe this just isn't gonna work anymore. Here's what most people don't talk about. Those seasons are actually normal. Every couple, yes, even the healthy ones, hit a point where old patterns, stress, or life changes push them to the edge. Trust me, I know. It's not a sign you're broken. It's a sign that you're actually human. The difference between couples who make it and those who don't isn't that they avoid conflict. It's that they face it head on. They lean in even when it's messy. They say, I don't know how we're gonna figure this out, but I'm willing to stay in the fire until we do. That willingness to repair, to stay connected, even in chaos, is what rebuilds trust and keeps love alive. Let me ask you, how long have you and your partner been together? Have you ever survived your own dumpster fire season? Chances are, if you lean in instead of checking out, that season could actually be the turning point that brings you closer.
Second question. Why, your favorite question, why do women hit on men with wedding rings more than the single men? Why do you think why do y'all think?
Why do you, this should be a question for you. Why do you think that? Because I am mind blown by it. But we've had now multiple men through comments, through messages.
Through my dogs. We call them my dogs on Instagram, my boys.
Yeah, they literally say, when I'm wearing my ring.
Oh, shots fired. They shooting.
Because now they look at me like I can commit and I'm a good guy, I guess, is the reasoning.
Yeah.
Which is so
I
stupid.
think that when I didn't have a ring on, when I was single, I was still getting shot at. I'm just saying, just hypothetically saying, I'm just saying, just period. I was getting shot at without the ring. But when I got married and the ring was on my finger, it was through the roof. And I don't know why. I feel like women need to answer that. Why do
I can't answer that because never in life have I hit on a married man.
Well, like the dudes say in our comments, they always say that like you said, women feel like, okay, this dude, he can commit, he can do this, he can do that,
and he can cheat on his wife.
Hey bro, here's 3 signs that your girl is easy. The first sign, bro, she entertains every guy she come across. She talks to and entertains every guy she come across. She can't be selective with her attention. So if she can't be selective with her attention and who she's sharing her attention with and who she's having wandering eyes for, you think she really gonna be the same way with her body? Exactly, she's easy. Remember, she's supposed to be easy for you, not everybody else. The second thing, right, she's easy influenced by social media, her friends and celebrities, right? The reason why I say this is because a person who is easily influenced has a weak mind. And if she has a weak mind, that means she has a weak pussy as well. You know what I'm saying? And the third and last final thing is this, bro. Always remember, she's supposed to be easy for you, not easy for everybody else, G. The last thing is this. She has guy friends and don't have any type of woman friends. The reason why she does that is because she is insecure and she needs hella constant validation around. You feel what I'm saying? Stay the hell away from these type of women. If you want to become Code G, click the link that's in my bio or comment the word below Code and I'll send you something in your DM. Let's get it.
Men are just built different. They're raised, don't complain, don't cry. Little boys don't cry. Little boys are tough. So when a man grows into a man, he's automatically thinking, be tough, stick it out. I'm the provider, I'm the supporter. So that man will stick out that relationship for as long as he possibly can, even though he's miserable, because that's what he was raised to do. He was raised not to complain. He was raised to be the man. But honestly, men want to be loved too. Do you think a man loves to be in a relationship that he no longer feels intimacy or bedroom activities in? Do you think that that man wants to be in a relationship where he is only a paycheck to you? A man doesn't want to be in a relationship where he feels like he's just another paycheck or he's just there because it's convenient for you. A man wants to be loved just like you want to be loved. Just like you have your needs met within that relationship, that man wants his needs met just as much. And if you're denying him of that, shame on you. Because that man is going to stick it out, he's going to stay, and he's going to do his best to be within that relationship and provide for that family that you guys have built. A man doesn't say yes to be in a celibate relationship. A man says yes because of the way you made him feel prior to the wedding. Please remember that. Let me know in the comments below what you think.
Hello, can I get a noodle with chicken and eggs? Yeah.
Very, very good.
It's my favorite. My favorite. My favorite.
I don't want to sound like a hater, but question for all the white guys. They always say it's easier for them to date Asian girls, but every time I go to Southeast Asia and I see an interracial couple, they're always dating the ugliest Asian chicks and the ones at the most bottom of the socioeconomic level. Like, can you not tell Asian girls apart, or do you guys actually like that? I don't get it. Because most of the Asian girls that I meet speak perfect English, studied abroad, went to international school, their family owns a business, but like, why do you guys keep picking girls that look like they work in a rice paddy?
Women don't know how to have a man's back. They think it means I'll back you up when you're right.
They don't have the same loyalty.
But it's just survival instinct. If I'm on a horse and it's slowing down and a faster one is passing, I'll jump.
Yeah.
I'll even push somebody off to get that horse. The survival instincts have us be disloyal, have us betray. But it's to do us part when your husband is in a decline, to stay devoted. That is a victor of human spirit. To be devoted without vote. I'm not voting in or out anymore. I give up my vote. I'm all in. To be all in is huge.
And I talked about the mean girls, how they know who they're picking. A lot of these women, a lot of these modern women, they'll go and look for, be in search of really just people that will listen to them and really blow their heads up. And you have women out there that just want friends, they just want to be included, the whole 9 yards, which is understandable. And so you have the top dog, if you will, as the modern woman who's essentially talking down on even them, treating them with disrespect, and they know it. They know that I know she's treating me with disrespect, but you know, I see glimpses and flashes of who she is, and I know she's a good person inside. And they put up with that nonsense for years until one of them might get tired and say, "Man, I'm leaving. I don't have to handle this." And then they'll convince the other one to leave, and the top dog will be alone. And this is what's happening with the nice guy. She's running essentially the same playbook on the nice guy, where she doesn't control her emotions. And instead of stopping while she's ahead, she continues to be toxic and controlling and manipulative around the nice guy. And eventually it goes downhill for her.